Hi there, Dan Doyle, recruiting coach manager here at NCSA. And today I have the pleasure of sitting down with Concordia University of Wisconsin's all-time winningest head coach for basketball, Coach Sean Cassidy. Coach Cassidy, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us here today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Awesome. And so Coach Cassidy runs a phenomenal program here that competes in the Northern Athletic Conference, going pretty much from Chicago through Milwaukee and into Green Bay. Outstanding reputation that he has and program that he'll talk about here. But Coach Cassidy, go ahead and introduce yourself and your program here before we get into some questioning.
Well, this is my 16th year at the campus. I'm a graduate of Concordia, so it means an awful lot to me to be back here on campus and coaching. We've got a great academic program, unbelievable university, great location. Basketball team has done well. We've been in the NCAA tournament 3 times in the last 10 years. Great group of guys that we really enjoy the family atmosphere and being around each other. And that's kind of the synopsis of our program, is we bring in guys that we want to be around and have a good time doing it.
Awesome. You mentioned your campus there. Let me show this picture here real quick that you forwarded along. And so absolutely stunning campus right along the lake there. Must be tough going to work, with this as your backdrop, and just looks like everything's updated, clean, and just a scenic area there. So that's got to be tough for you to sell to recruits looking for a nice, beautiful campus.
Yeah, it's a beautiful campus. We're in a great location, about 20 miles north of Milwaukee. So we have all the benefits of being in a big city, but being outside the city. And our guys are huge sports fans, so they can get to the Packer games, get to the Bucks games, Brewers, but a beautiful campus. Every morning when you're coming in and the sun's rising over the lake, it's just a beautiful sight and reminds you why we're glad to be here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Gorgeous campus there. At Concordia, tell me a little bit about the academics. What's the academic profile that you look for in a potential recruit?
Well, we're looking for high academic achievers. Most of our student athletes are around a 3.5 GPA. We've set some records for academic achievement as far as the team over the last 7 years. We've received recognition on the national level. So we're looking at bringing in the true student athlete. You're here to get a degree. Basketball is something else that you get to do, and we take great pride in, but we want to see you graduate. We want to see the students do well in school. We want to be committed to the community, and we've just got an outstanding academic reputation with over 75 majors. And that seems to be changing as we keep adding programs. So it's exciting to be at a spot where you can change your mind, you can change your major, not have to change your school.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What are some of the more popular majors at Concordia University of Wisconsin?
Well, our business program has really exploded. Sports management has really taken off among the basketball team. We've got a number in the finance, accounting. We have a lot of teachers, guys in education program, and then our healthcare is incredible. We've started a school of pharmacy. We have a doctorate in physical therapy. We have athletic training. So there's a lot of different areas within, business, education, everything in between. But the healthcare is really taking off, as we're finding a lot more of our student body is going into that area, especially the nursing, probably more on the female athletic side. But the physical therapy and occupational therapy for the men's side is really doing well.
Awesome. And I take it you guys lean on Milwaukee, Green Bay, and some of the bigger cities around you for some of those business majors for internships or just networking?
Oh, absolutely. We've got a great relationship with the city of Milwaukee and the local, surrounding community, especially now that we've got a number of our own alums living in the area who have progressed to the point of owning their own businesses, or those connections are invaluable. But the relationship with the Bucks and the Brewers has been great for us. And I'm kind of jealous of some of the opportunities some of our students are getting, and especially our basketball players, is they may miss a practice here or there because they've got to do something with the Packers or something with the Bucks, and you just nod your head and say, "Oh, that's awesome."
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Those are the guys you come back to and say, "Hey, remember when I let you miss practice? How about you give me some courtside tickets or some nice tickets for the game?" You
got to keep reminding them.
Exactly. Academically, does your team or the athletic department have anything set up with study tables or study halls or anything academic advisors that student athletes would have access to during their time at Concordia?
Oh yeah, all of those. We have free tutoring through the university, and most professors set up some different study sessions and special instruction sessions that are run by former students that did well in the class. So we always block out time in our practice day to make sure that they can make those. We have academic counseling. We have coaches that are on campus that are also tutors and academic coaches. We require our students to be in what used to be study tables, but with the new rules, with the amount of people we can get into a certain room, now they're required to put in 3 hours in the library throughout the day. So over the course of a week. We used to always do team study tables, but the new rules don't really allow all of us to be together at the same spot at the same time. So we've been a little bit more creative this year with how we're doing. My assistant coach checks all the grades. So we do grade checks, which are coming up next week for us. And you're here to get a degree. So we're very cautious and very conscious about how they're doing in the classroom. And you're paying for school, so there's no reason to ever miss. So be in the class.
Absolutely.
And the professors want to see you succeed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then going into your basketball program, it's no wonder, you're preaching the right things, having success off the floor, that it's led to, a good amount of success for you on the floor. And here is your 2020 conference championship photo. Look at the crowd in the background. Seems super excited. So tell me a little bit about your basketball program. What's your coaching style, philosophy there?
Well, as you can see from that picture, there's a lot of student athletes that are in that surrounding group. We packed our gym with over 2,000 fans. The other sports teams came out to support us. They finished their games and they encouraged their coaches, hey, let's have a quick post-game talk wherever we are, and let's get back and watch a championship game. So that's the majority of those people in the picture. It's not just basketball players. It's there's a lot of alums in there too, and our parents. But it's a great campus as far as the support among the athletes that we want everyone to do well. So it's easy to come in and compete when you know that up in that mezzanine area, you've got your wrestlers who are going at it every day. And usually we share the gym with the women's basketball team, and now it's with volleyball and men's volleyball, that it's just it's a family atmosphere around here that we want to be supportive of each other, and we're going to build each other up, and we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate wins. So just that's a great picture.
Absolutely.
We just love that the families, also the parents, are in the background, and it didn't matter if their son played or didn't play. They were there every night, on the road, at home, supporting us. And it's easy to talk about being a family with a basketball team. They have that kind of background when they're coming from great homes, when they're coming from supportive parents who just want to see so their sons succeed. But then they view the boys like I do, as the basketball players are my sons. I have a junior son who is helping me out on the coaching side, but I view all of these young men as my own, and I'm going to be extremely hard on them. I'm going to have high expectations for them, but it's to help them. That is to help them in what they're going to do after they get out of here, rather than anything that they're going to do on the basketball court.
Awesome. Yeah. Just looking at this picture, I've seen championship photos where it's just the team and no one's in the background, to see just how excited everyone, the fans are. I don't know if the photographer said, hey, everyone open your mouth and scream as loud as you can, or smile as loud as you can, but that's exactly what I get out of this picture, is just a ton of happiness, and most importantly, the fans behind you, being students, so proud of this group of guys that you have, and respect of the program that you're running there. So that's an outstanding moment, and thanks for sharing that with us. On the floor, tell me a little bit about the style that you run, offensively, defensively, there on your end. And during that, I'll show a picture of the floor.
Yeah, we like to run an up-tempo offense. We like to get the ball up and down the floor. We were a little bit different this year. We kind of broke all the analytics rules. We were not good from the three, but we were great in the paint. We were great in transition. So as we're going back to identify where we need work for next year, we need to shoot the three better. And it was interesting, in our championship game, it was us and MSOE who were the two worst three-point shooting teams in the conference, but we could defend. So, going back, we kind of threw basketball back about 10 years from where it's moving. So we enjoy playing 10, 12 guys, really playing with a lot of tempo, a lot of energy. Team basketball, we emphasize the assist and the hockey assist, with the assist to the assist, which is going to make us better. The championship game, we had all five of our starters in double-digit points. So we like to share the ball. Sometimes we're unselfish to a fault where we pass up open looks because we're trying to get a better shot. So that I don't know if there's another coach in the country who has to complain about his players not shooting the ball as much as I do, but that's just kind of the nature of who we are and how we play.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then tell me a little bit about off season. What do you guys do, team wise? I know at Division III, it's, captain led or strength and conditioning coach led, but tell me a little bit about, the facilities there or, your off season program there to keep guys in shape and, to sustain conference championship level playing.
Well, we have a new strength and conditioning coach, and we're real excited about Aaron and what he's bringing. Rustin did a great job with us over the past 15 years, really helping us get bigger, stronger, faster. We've got an athletic training staff that's incredible, that are putting together programs to help us with hip mobility and agility and doing all those types of things to help prevent injuries. So this is kind of an odd year for us, is that we're not too concerned about them being in shape coming into the season because we're not going to play until January. But usually between the athletic training, between the strength and conditioning, they know what kind of program we run. They know the style that we run, and they know that we've got to be in great shape come the time we start practicing so that we can sustain the energy we need on the floor, and we go hard in our practices. So it's nice to have a lot of different resources and people that are contributing all for the same goal of seeing us be the best basketball team we can be. So we're getting ready to start here in another week. So we're going to spend a lot of time on individual work. I think one of the strengths of our program is our focus on the fundamentals, focus on developing the player and the person and the character. I think that sees us through a lot of problems because we spend so much time with the individuals and the small groups and putting that together into the teamwork. But we spend a lot of time on individual fundamental development that really pays off for us down the stretch.
Good, real good. And then tell me about your typical recruiting timeline. When do you start to identify players, start to communicate with them, and what's that process look like, leading all the way up to a commitment?
It varies person by person. So much of our recruiting is done through the course of the spring. Obviously, this year things change, and then into the summer we're usually in gyms all the time. This year we had to do it mostly through video and through highlight films and through Zoom meetings rather than getting a chance to really get to know people. We always think that I want to sit down with them and get to know them as a person, find out if it's the right kind of person for our program, and make sure, our program's right for them because we're going to be unique in how we approach things. And again, I view things so much more as a dad than I do as a coach, that I'm not a salesman. I don't push people into an answer. I want them to decide Concordia is the place that they want to be, and that I don't pester people. I don't set timelines for them. Having gone through this with my own son and now with my daughter, it's got to be their decision on their time, where I'm here to help. And if this is not what they want, then I'm fine with that. But if they need any answers or have any questions, my phone is always on. I'm always available to answer those questions. So, we obviously prefer the early commitment because that way we can narrow down where we are in our recruiting class and what are our needs moving forward. But I had someone commit this July. We had recruited for a long time and watched him for a long, long time. But, and I'm glad he made the decision when he did, and he's going to be an outstanding player for us. We've had others who have committed for next year already. I love that answer too. Now I know I have someone at this position I can go focus on a different spot. So I'm open. Again, there's so many considerations between, the COVID has changed so much on our finances and our job stabilities that we've got to make sure that we're doing this for the right reason, and it's for the individual, not just for what they can do on a basketball court. That, I'm open. I'm open to whatever timeline someone be on, but I love those, as every coach does. So we love the early commitment. It really helps.
Makes life a little bit easier there. And then tell me about what are some of the goals that you have for your program over the next 4 to 5 years?
Well, we're going to maintain high academic achievement. We're going to be the group that represents Concordia University in everything that we do and stand for the mission of the university. That's first and foremost in our minds, is that we need to make sure that every time we put on that jersey that says Concordia, we represent the past 100 years of Concordia basketball and what the university means in this community. We're going to play at a high level. We're going to compete every night. We're going to play hard. We're going to be unselfish. And we're just going to conduct ourselves in a way that that you'd be proud when you watch, whether if you've played for us for a day or 50 years ago, that you're going to be proud of the jersey that we put on.
Absolutely. Great stuff. And I'd imagine the goal is continue to get the gym as full as that night right there, and running a program like that, which you guys have probably had more nights where it's like that than not. So I know you guys have always run a great program and continue to sustain that. What's campus life look like for student athletes? What's on campus housing? What are those options there for students?
We've got some great housing options. Usually our freshmen, for the males, is pretty wide open for them as far as choosing. We've got a lot of different, as you take a look at the view from our Kohlberg residence that overlooks the lake. It's 4-person rooms, individual rooms, plus a living room, bathroom. Usually juniors and seniors are in those, although we've got a couple sophomores in there this year, so we're pretty happy with them. So it's a variety of rooms. The freshmen usually are in some larger 2-person or 3-person rooms, a little bit bigger and better than most of the places that you'll find. But there's a lot of different varieties for the type of person that whatever you're looking for, I think we have it, from single-person rooms to multiple-person rooms to kind of a suite setup.
Okay. And then do most of your student athletes, do they live on campus for all 4 years?
Most of them move off campus somewhere the junior or senior year. Typically the senior year is when they're moving off campus, and they want to get a little taste of what it's like living in an apartment before they have to for good. It's kind of fun to see the transition and then realize, they have to make their own meals when they're off. So they like the road trips probably more than anybody, because it's our opportunity to, eat as a team, and then I cover the expenses of the. So it's kind of a reality check. But freshmen, sophomores are almost all on campus unless they live close. And then sometimes they'll commute. But for the most part, it's our seniors are moving off campus, and then sometimes in that junior year again. This year's a little bit different, just because of the unknowns. We've had more move into apartments. Just for the sake of quarantine and being away from campus and still being able to get to campus. So it's kind of changed our dynamics a little bit this year.
Absolutely. And then with your student athletes, do many of them have work study or a part-time job on campus, off campus to help with financial aid and assist that way?
Oh yeah, most. In fact, in a normal season, we work every football game, we work every volleyball game. And that's most of our guys have played multiple sports in high school. So we set up jobs for them through the campus, where our guys are the ball runners, they're the chain gang, we're security at all the football games. They love watching our volleyball team, and our volleyball team is so good. It's everyone fights over those jobs because, again, it's going to be a packed gym, and it's going to be a lot of excitement in the gym. So they're ball runners, they're ticket takers, they run concessions. That's one of the luxuries that we have, is that our guys, there's always jobs available. And sometimes they got to go out and clean stadiums. Sometimes, depending on how many hours they need to put in or how much money they want to make. So we create a lot of opportunities for them, and the campus is always looking for help. So some of our business students work for the business office, and they're filing paperwork, and they're getting basically on the job training while they're doing student work. So
that's great.
It's have to be with athletics. It can be in other departments. It's something that's going to help build that resume for them to get hired when they get out of here.
Absolutely. As a recruit, if I'm interested in Concordia University of Wisconsin, what's the step I should take to start to get on your radar and begin that process?
Well, we've got an online recruit form. Fill that out, and we'll get right back to you. Send me an email. Send Coach Miller an email. We're pretty good about getting right back to you. We always like to see video, especially from this summer, not being able to be in as many gyms as we would like. We want to see how you look, how you play, and start the conversation from there. So many of our players are getting referrals also from high school coaches, and that goes a long way in recruiting services like yourself, that you've identified people that might be a good fit, and people that know us, know what we're about. It really helps, people putting that bug in our ear and saying, hey, this is a guy you want to keep an eye on, so that when December rolls around, we've got a better idea of who's available, who's interested, and who's going to be a good fit for our kind of basketball program.
Real good, real good. Any other things that you want to cover here that we didn't talk about Concordia or your basketball program?
No, I think that about covers it. You asked some great questions.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Coach Cassidy, thank you so much for joining us here today on this interview. Recruits, definitely go check out Concordia University. Great location. Most importantly, great people, great program. And Coach Cassidy talking about just taking you under his wing and treating you like his son. As a parent myself, that's exactly what I'd want out of my son going to play for a coach. And definitely check them out online. As games get going here this winter, a lot of these schools have streaming services. So check them out online, see the style that they're playing, and see how you fit with that, and also keep tabs of Concordia, Wisconsin this fall, or this winter. So thank you again, Coach, and you have a great day.
All right. Thank you very much.